This is Brandon Cutler from AEW. You're watching Cole TV.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was waiting for Rhea Ripley to put her ass in my face. I'm sorry. Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Pro Wrestling 60. What? I'm not the only one thinking that in the entire world. Come on, man. I'm just saying. We're starting out hot and heavy. Bow, chicka, bow, wow. I'm XLJ the OG, and welcome back to another episode of Pro Wrestling 60, where we talk about everything that happened in the world of professional wrestling this past week. I guess we could just talk about that moment on the house show for 60 minutes, and we'd be good. But
yeah, I mean, no kidding. It did rather break the internet, if you will.
Yeah, and rightfully so. So I think that song "Can I Get to the Yams?" that's what that was made for that moment. Anyways, nonetheless, I'm joined by my partner in crime, my brother from another mother, hailing from Death Valley, one Mr. B. Roll.
How are we doing out there, world? How are you, good sir?
I got the vapors still thinking about mommy, man. Like hachi machi. Anyways, we got a lot to talk about, though, don't we, sir?
We do indeedio, and as you know, if you've tuned into PW60, the clock doesn't start until I say so. But I say the clock starts now.
That's right. And our top story this week, AEW Dynamite emanated from Toronto, Canada this past week. And we got to see the trilogy come to an end between one Adam Copeland and Christian Cage in an I Quit match that was, I thought it was a pretty damn good match, man. It was pretty solid, pretty brutal at times, especially the finish, for God's sakes. I love this image right here too, the hockey fight between
we got
Toronto
a hockey
Maple
fight.
Leaf and a Boston Bruin. Fuck the Bruins.
And they were in the penalty box. I mean, it was beautiful.
Yeah, it was a phenomenal matchup and a great way to finish the trilogy. Or did we? I mean, I think the story's still going to go on between Christian and Copeland. I think it's just going to go to it's the next level, so to speak. But Adam Copeland did defeat Christian in a brutal way, man. We got to see Spike involved. My God, those nut shots, dude, that was sick. It's like, damn. Like, were you cringing like me?
I hope he wore a cup. That's all I'm going to say.
I mean, regardless of you say whatever, like, I mean, that, oh my God, I can't even fathom something like that happening, man. Like being handcuffed, put into the corner like that. Now, if we go back to what we talked at the beginning of the show, different story. But anyways, nonetheless, Adam Copeland is your new TNT champion. I went there. Oh, this show's starting off the rails this week.
It's two different kinds of pleasure. What are you into? I mean, we cover it all here on PW60.
We really do. So, but nonetheless, Adam Copeland is your new TNT champion. He's now a two-time TNT champion. Getting a hell of a celebration there in his home country, man. It was a pretty good feel-good moment. Good way for Dynamite to go off the air, and of course.
But
Adam
was
Copeland's
it as good as
wrestler of the week?
Yeah. Now his celebration was awesome, but was it as good as someone else's? There was a lot of pyro used for a special someone. Do you remember?
Oh, are we talking?
Yeah.
Okay, I see where you're going with this, and yes, we do have a new Continental Champion, one Kazuchika Okada already, and I think this was his first singles match in AEW. at least as an active roster member, and he already has won a championship. Surprise, surprise.
As he deserves. But yes,
Yeah.
not to skip over Adam Copeland, but because he deserves his flowers definitely. But solid episode of Dynamite overall.
Oh, it really was. It really
And
was.
we were going into it. We were like, we think possibly 2 titles change hands, and
That's what happened. I mean, as soon as they announced it and said it was for the Continental Classic, it's kind of like, all right, let's see where this.
Beep, beep.
I just
sorry. I'm gonna
B-roll,
do it. I think I'm gonna do it
you know
every
my
time.
thoughts, and now they're coming out pretty much, and Papa Khan is saying, okay, well, the championships can be defended individually as well. However, we're going to do the Continental Classic at the end of the year every year, and then it's on the line altogether. I don't fucking know or understand it. It doesn't make a lick of sense if I'm being honest. And here, yeah, another singles championship, and the thing is, we were really put in a hard spot on this one, B-roll, because love Okada, love Eddie Kingston. I don't want to see either of them lose, and this is what happened.
Yeah.
And also,
can
I just say this if I'm nitpicking?
Go for it.
I just feel like it's like, okay, so Eddie Kingston is just badass, right? I mean, he's taking a beating, he's taking a beating, he's taking a beating, and as much as I love Okada, he just hits one Rainmaker and that's it. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
They're booking Okada strong.
And they should. I mean, they rightfully should. And I
yes.
mean, he's a massive star, but I just don't agree with this matchup early on. And like, what good does this do for Eddie? What good does this do for Okada? Is Okada really going to elevate this title? Like,
hear me out.
Okay.
I think Eddie is going to lose his ROH title as well.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that. Eddie's dropping the belts, but it's just
I think maybe Eddie is heading for some time off. Maybe.
I mean, he's had a hell of a year. I like if he's needing it off to heal, understandable for sure. But
yeah,
I don't know. Like I don't know. I scratch my head on this one, B-roll. I really do. And I mean, no disrespect to any of the parties involved, but I don't get it, bro. I just don't get it. But like you said, Dynamite was a loaded show. We got to see, excuse me, we got to see Thunder Rosa pick up a big pin against the women's champion Toni Storm, as her and Deonna Purrazzo picked up the win in that tag match against her and Mariah May. Notice the look on Deonna's face here. She didn't look like she was too happy, all things considered. She just won the match. You think there's going to be a little rivalry here? And what do you do in this situation? Because you love both of them so much. Who do you go with? What do you do here, bro? You don't know. You don't know.
No,
you don't.
I
know.
I know.
You don't.
I know.
You're confused. It's okay. Yeah, you're saying just move on. I see how it is because you're confused.
No,
it's just like a teenage boy. But anyways, nonetheless,
who does that? Who does that?
I get the reference, yes, but you're not answering the question. But it's okay. I love you nonetheless. Also, we kicked off the show with Mercedes Moné. Obviously, it looks like we're getting her in a Willow showdown here at some point. Also, kind of doing some stuff with Julia Hart and Sky Blue. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I got nothing on that. Like, I get I get the Willow stuff. I don't really get the whole. I guess it's a friend of the man. What is that saying? Friend of my enemy is enemy. I don't know. It's just like
the enemy.
Trust the process, right?
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah, you know why I'm so confused here, B-roll? Because of two things. One, like, is it just me or does Swerve keep adding more and more eyeliner every week? And it's just like, huh? And two, why in the hell did we get Hook against Jericho? And now Jericho's gonna, we're going down that road again. I guess I'm sounding like a whiny IWC fan, but damn it, give me what I want, Papa Khan. And as good as a show Dynamite was, there were some flaws, obviously, I think. And just, I don't know. I just wasn't feeling some of the stuff on Dynamite. Love the Will Ospreay promo, bruv.
That's right, bro.
Yeah, it was good stuff, bruv. But the main event was what made the show, as far as I'm concerned, man. So, but Dynamite, it was fun. But hey, we had a little bit of a double header Wednesday night, as right after Dynamite, we got AEW Rampage, and oh my God, stop the presses. It was actually a fun episode of Rampage. Can you believe it? I
No
don't
way.
believe it. I know. I was in shock too, B-roll. Kicked off with an Acclaimed promo. We did see the Best Friends advance in the tag team tournament against the Don Callis family. Speaking of Don Callis family, Takeshita was in action against Rocky Romero, and Shibata was in action as well. And anytime we get to see Shibata on my TV, I'm happy and I'm here for it. But the main event, that's what I want to talk about, B-roll. That main event. Oh, baby. The main event between Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander. Yeah, I can't talk. I'm so excited. Chris Statlander going up against Sky Blue and Julia Hart. Dude, that match was phenomenal, man. I mean, it was as great as the I Quit match was. There was just something magical about that matchup. And it's our match of the week here on PW60 is that tag team street fight match. Let me ask you this. Do you think we're done with Julia Hart and Sky Blue feuding with Willow and Chris? Do they just move on to Mercedes now, or where are we going with this?
I really don't know.
See, that's the thing. We saw some solid stuff on AEW, but there's a lot of questions that aren't answered, and we're gonna have to figure out as we go forward. But still, though, AEW is definitely taking steps in the right direction, I would say. But once again, that match was tremendous, and it was our match of the week here on PW60. That being said, Mr. B-Roll, I think it's time we go to our good friend Husky Rhodes with a hot take.
Pro Wrestling 60, what's going on? It's your boy. So MJF was pulled from the AEW roster, and all of his merch was taken down from the AEW shop. A lot of people are immediately jumping to the conclusions of, oh, he's WWE bound, he's WWE bound. This is all a work, my friends. I think once Adam Cole is fully healed and back in the ring, that's when we get MJF back. What do you guys think?
Yeah, 100%. Like, there's a lot of rumblings going on this week. Everybody's like, oh, MJF's not on the roster page. Oh, that means he's going to be at WrestleMania. It's like, dude, he ain't been on the roster page all year. So I'm just saying, yeah, it's definitely a lead up to MJF coming back and exacting revenge against his former best friend, Adam Cole. Bye. Once he's
I will say this. It does feel, I think, part of it is it feels eerily similar to Cody.
And that did come kind of shocking to us fans. So, you never know.
And
hey,
I think it's just
the world of
timing
wrestling.
thing. Yeah,
Never say never. Yeah. So, well, Mr. B-Roll, we are on that road to WrestleMania. Can you believe we're a couple weeks away? How insane is that?
Well, I mean, if you think about it, by this time next week, you will be in Philadelphia.
That's right, man. I'll be in the Philadelphia, Atlantic City area. And hey, if you see me, come and stop me. It's going to be a hell of a time. I cannot wait. We'll have all sorts of content coming to you from WrestleMania week.
Give him a big old bear hug.
That's right.
And say, this is from B-Roll.
Massage my beard, too, if you want to. Like a cat. Like, the James Bond film. Anyways, let's stop talking about my beard. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Raw was a solid show, dude. I freaking loved Monday Night Raw. Great way to open it with the Creed brothers against DIY. I'm sad one of those teams had to lose that match. I really am.
True. But you know what? In classic WWE style, you know what I see them doing? The last chance battle royale thing. And I think,
well, I don't think that's a possibility because they already have 3 teams from Raw and you got the 2 finals from SmackDown. So I don't If they're sticking to 6
Oh.
teams, that's it.
Well, who knows? They can always change
Yeah.
that.
But DIY picking up the win. Also, we got to see Awesome Truth advance, as if there's a shocker there as they beat Indus Shear. They still have, they're still on Raw. What the hell? Really? Anyways, and then of course the New Day defeated Alpha Academy to advance as well. So we do have 3 teams now that have added to that matchup, and the finals for the SmackDown side will take place this week with 2 matchups. But nonetheless, it got settled up on Monday Night Raw. Also got to kick it off with the Jimmy and Jay's confrontation, which I don't think enough people are talking about that, man. I thought that was a solid promo from Jimmy and Jay. And I honestly think going into WrestleMania, that is got so much potential to be the match that steals the show. I really think it's
really
set up to
does.
steal the show. Kind of
really
almost like they
does.
did last year in a sense. So I cannot wait for Jimmy versus Jay at WrestleMania. I'm so excited. A brother versus brother match is always fun. And when you've got such greats as like Brett versus Owen to live up to, it's going to be interesting to see what happens at Mania. Also, we got to see, what do you think about Candice LeRae's kind of like heel switch here, man? She is just being ruthless, man, as she kind of saw an opening there against Caden Carter and pretty much picked up the win for her team there. Which that's exciting to see her. We got to see Cody. What do you think of Cody's promo too, by the way, on Raw? Kind of like striking back a little bit against The Rock, you know?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I loved his
It was
dog.
better than the week before, I thought.
I mean, I loved his dog, like bandana, you know?
Yeah, Cody's a cat, or Rock's a cat.
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
You don't mess with Alpha.
That's right. And then Dominic Mysterio was in action against Ricochet. But let's talk about that main event, man. That last woman standing match with Becky Lynch and Nia Jax was incredible. Of course, Becky picking up the win, man. And it's just like she's going through a gauntlet just to get to Rhea Ripley. Do you think this is going to affect her going into a WrestleMania match? Because it seems like she's just going through like one roadblock after another, and she's knocking him down, man. But she is like physically going to be, what shape is she going to be in come WrestleMania?
Yeah. I'd just tell you the part I think of the most, especially with the image, is like Pat McAfee's reaction after this, because he was just like a kid and dancing around, but yeah, I mean, I think they're really trying to build it up to, you know, she's faced every obstacle, and like almost kind of like Rhea's the last domino to fall, almost.
But guess what? The man is going down because mommy's always on top.
Yeah, you're probably right, but
I mean, shit, if she hits her with that stink face she hit on the house show this weekend, it's game over for you, Becky. I'm sorry. Let's talk about Friday Night SmackDown.
It would be for you. It would be for you.
Brother, it ain't me. It's everybody. It's every man, woman, and everybody out there. I mean, mommy, we all love mommy. You don't love mommy, there's something wrong with you. I'm just saying. But let's talk about Friday Night SmackDown as we are on the road to WrestleMania. Looks like, are we going to get something again with Dominic Mysterio and Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania this year? Because Dominic did come out and cost Rey the matchup against Santos Escobar.
All right, bold prediction time.
All right.
Well, I know Husky does the hot takes.
Okay. Yes, he does.
This is a like a mask versus career match. If Rey loses, he'll retire.
Okay, there's one problem though there. Like,
what?
Dominic doesn't wear a mask.
But Dominic would get the mask. That's what I'm saying.
So what's Dominic putting on the line?
He gets to retire his father.
That doesn't make sense. Like,
you know where I'm going with this, though.
I think I do. So Dominic's really not putting anything on the line. It's like a career match, essentially. Like if Dominic wins, because Dominic's not what? Oh, do you mean career versus career?
Yeah.
Dominic's career against Ray?
Yeah.
Oh, I get what you're saying, but that outcome's too predictable, don't you think?
Well, I think Dominic retires as the father. Is what I'm saying. I don't know what they'll call it.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, we got to figure that out. But I think I get the gist of what you're saying. Yeah. But also let's talk about the rest of Friday Night SmackDown as well, as we do get some more advancing on in the tag team tournament, as Grayson Waller and Austin Theory advanced as they defeated the OC, and the Street Profits defeating the Authors of Pain, and they will now meet in the finals. Yeah, but they're not done with that shit. There's a rumor going around they're going to add that AOP against Karrion Kross's group at WrestleMania, or whatever the fuck they're calling them. I just hope it doesn't happen. And I like all the guys in it. I think the rivalry sucks personally.
Yeah.
It's just, it doesn't do anything for me. But I don't know. It is what it is.
Look at AJ Styles though, looking like a hooligan.
My God, let's talk about that. Yeah, LA Knight and fading AJ Styles home, got arrested, trying to pull and be like a Dominic here, you know. But we all know Dom did a lot more hard time than what LA Knight's going to do. Yeah. You know, I love LA Knight, but
yeah.
Let me ask you this. That segment, did it do anything for you to excite you about LA Knight versus AJ Styles? Being 100% real.
No.
Did it move the needle?
No.
Yeah, it was just like, okay. I still feel indifferent about it. God, I feel like I'm just picking everything apart on this week's episode, but I don't know.
It's like, well, it's like, how do you say it? You like all the individuals in it, but you're just like, I don't know, something's missing from it for me.
Yeah.
And
exactly. There's something missing from it. It'll be a hell of a matchup.
Yeah, part of what that is just this Cody and Roman stuff, and this the tag match that's happening. It's almost so like you can't believe it's like one, you can't believe The Rock's actually back and is actually gonna like be wrestling, and
so many things going on right now. So many things cooking, if you will. But I thought, and of course we finally got the Cody Roman showdown between those two. Of course, ended up, you know, obviously that didn't go as accordingly with and it's a good thing Cody had backup, but I don't know. I thought Friday nights this like Raw was magnificent. SmackDown was decent. It was pretty good. But I don't know. I feel like we're so close to WrestleMania, you know. That's all we're thinking is Mania. It's like at this point we kind of know we're at that final stop to WrestleMania, right? And it's just like kind of like, all right, I'm ready to just get off the damn. It's like
we're in like a holding pattern.
Yeah, or folks, it's like this. You've been on a 10-hour drive, right? And you're literally an hour away from your exit, man. You're just ready to get there. That's where we're at right now with WrestleMania season and the WWE. But like I say, Friday night overall was a pretty solid effort for the most part. And like I say, the week in general was great too and very interesting for WWE. But I'm more excited just to see where we're going this week in the WWE. Now let's talk about this, and we didn't really get the chance to really elaborate on this story that kind of broke last week. There's a lot going on here with The Rock right now and his promos and stuff, and the roster is, well, they're pretty upset with The Rock because The Rock's being The Rock, right? So that being said, our good close friend Dad Hat has some advice on this, as well as some other things too going on in the WWE right now. So let's go to Dad Hat for the Dad Hat advice of the week.
It's that time of the week again. Dad Hat's life lessons of the week. Brought to you by World Championship Wreckage. Find them on YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. And also by the Wrestle Talk Wolfpack. 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. every Wednesday, twitch.tv/Wrestle Talk Wolfpack. And now, here's Dad Hat.
All right, kids, remember, don't post dumb shit on the internet where your job can find it and make people that you work with upset and a hostile work environment.
Are you fucking kidding me? You start fucking crying? You start crying? That's how you respond? Off is a direction you can fuck.
And kids, also remember, don't be the guy that says the same jokes, the same line, tells the same stories all the time, because everyone else around you will get sick and tired of it.
I have to finish the story. I have to finish the story.
I think this is how my story ends.
Story's not finished.
I have to finish the story.
Oh, Dadhead, he's got such great advice. Wouldn't you say, B-roll?
Oh, why does he got to do Cody like that? Why does he got to do Cody like that?
He was being fair. He was being
true.
fair
It
to
is
all
true.
parties involved. So, well, nonetheless, The Rock upsetting a lot of people backstage, like we say. But this is interesting to note too. Did you know that scripts from The Rock's promos are being sent to Fox directly, so they can kind of know what to bleep and what to take out, what needs to be taken out. I can only fathom how those conversations are going. But thankfully, I don't know if you know this or not, but one of our friends here on the show actually works for Standards and Practices.
Oh,
That being said, let's go to our good friend, the Best Scout Machine.
Will someone think of the children? Well, that's what we're doing over here at Standards and Practices, because the few people who are still watching cable need to make sure their children and their children's children are not exposed to disgusting, filthy words. So, I'm going to have a little talk with Dwayne today. We're going to go over the script that he wrote for us already. So, see how it goes, babies. Dwayne, baby, good to have you here. You want to just get down to brass tacks? Let's see here. One of the first things you said here. Well, for starters, the first word is fuck. And you can't say fuck on the USA Network. And I'm pretty sure you can't say it on UPN. SmackDown's not on UPN anymore? Now, this next page says that you wish for Cody to meet Jeffrey Dahmer. That ain't Christian. Dwayne, baby, it's not 1997. You can't say that you want to do this to Cody's mom. We all want to do that with Brandy, I know. Oh, God, is that still filming me? Your next page. You left me some chocolate? Ooh. Oh, God, that's not chocolate. Why did you do that to the notes, Dwayne? All right. This is not a script. This appears to be a drawing of... Is that me being sodomized with a cactus? Dwayne. What am I going to do with you? What do I have to do with you? You're going to have to cut about 17 minutes out of this promo. I can't even... At this point, I've lost all respect for you. I don't think I can watch Black Adam the way I used to watch it, which was completely naked. Glad that's over with. Who's next? Bring out the next client. We gotta go over what they have to do next. Who we got? Ah, yes. Music sensation, Shania Twain! I still can't watch Black Adam. Have you seen Black Adam? Masterpiece. Mwah.
Oh, Best Scout. That's how I watch Black Adam too. That's weird.
Oh. Note to self, don't take a drink of water while watching a Best Scout clip.
That is true. Well, this is very interesting what got announced this week. I'm excited and a little nervous at the same time too, because man, we're gonna have some tissues for this one, folks, as it was announced that Peacock April 1st will debut a new documentary on the late great Wyndham Rotunda, aka Bray Wyatt, as they will air Bray Wyatt becoming immortal. I am very intrigued by this documentary. But it's going to be emotional, man. God, it's going to be emotional. But I really, really can't wait to see it. What about you, B-Roll?
Yeah, it's. I'm right there with you. Like, can't wait to watch it, and then also like not ready to watch it all at the same time.
It's going to be very intense, I think. And I'm curious just to see the insight on the greatness that was Wyndham Rotunda, just to see him as a, behind the scenes, and then to kind of see that him develop this iconic cavalcade of characters that he created over the years. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Let's talk about Tuesday night on NXT. As we did officially find out that we are going to be getting Lia Valkyrie against Roxanne for the Women's Championship at Stand and Deliver. I about called it Takeover, but at Stand and Deliver in
It's okay.
Philadelphia.
Call it Takeover. Call it Takeover. Bring
Also,
it back.
about to see the return of what is it? Soul Ruka?
Soul
Ruka?
Ruka.
I always butcher that. Like I know who it is, but it's just like I always butcher her name. I don't know. But also we got to see speaking of Roxanne, she was in action against Tatum Paxley. We got to see No Quarter Catch Crew go up against Nathan Frazier and Axiom. But let's talk about the end of the night though, with Trick Williams going up against Noam Dar. And of course, Carmelo Hayes coming out there, sneak attack and Trick Williams. I'm telling you, that match has to go on last at the Stand and Deliver, man, because that's the match we all want to see, man. No disrespect to the NXT title or the women's title or any other matches that's going to happen. That's what that whole pay-per-view is about. It's Trick Williams against Carmelo Hayes.
Yep, most definitely.
But NXT, if you're not doing it for some reason, folks, you need to be watching every Tuesday night because
Can't wait to whoop that trick.
I can't wait for to whoop that trick indeed, too. Well, this was some very sad news we just found out. I am so bummed about this, man. Alex Coughlin, member of the Bullet Club War Dogs, member of the New Japan Pro Wrestling roster, announced on X and social medias that he has to retire due to some neck injuries. This is a shame, man, because this guy, he was so damn good, and his story's so compelling. I don't know if anybody knows this, but Coughlin worked for years in the New Japan dojo there in California and sacrificed so much to become a New Japan Pro Wrestling star. Even one of those things, too, I think he, because this happened during COVID, I believe he actually missed his own father's funeral, I believe, or he had a family member, it was an uncle or something that was very close to him. He had to miss their funeral just so he can continue on his trip of being a professional wrestler. I'm so bummed about this. I hope, but of course, I hope that he gets healthy and will be able to have a happy, healthy life the rest of his way. But we here at PW60, we want to wish Alex Coughlin the best in his future, man. And you are truly going to be missed, sir. You were the muscle of that Bullet Club War Dogs group, man. So hate to see it happen, don't you, B-Roll?
Yes, most definitely. Yeah, I mean, really started really to kind of become a big fan of him. Was it Best of Super Juniors or what was it? When he did that,
I think you're thinking of World Tag League.
That or maybe the G1 or something.
Or the G1, yeah, G1. He was in the G1.
Yeah.
So yeah. So, like I say, we definitely wish him the best in his future, and hopefully he still is involved in some capacity in the world of professional wrestling, something that he truly loves. Speaking of New Japan Pro Wrestling, let's go to our good friend, the CDC, for a New Japan report. And we now know who is the winner of the New Japan Cup. And kind of a head scratcher, but just check this out.
Well, New Japan Cup's over. Actually, it's been over for a couple days, but unfortunately, I've been behind because I've been super busy at work, which, that's what everybody says, but really was the case. Anyways, my prediction, it didn't pan out. Honestly, there was a lot of things I did not see coming with how they set things up. And obviously, Tsuji winning, I think that's a big predictor for future things to come. I think we have a clear showing that New Japan's moving. They are moving to the new generation. They're going to start building up this talent, I think. There's younger guys now. Changing of the guard, I think it's on the way. But in the end, I mean, I didn't get them all right. But I did end up in 79th place on my points for the brackets. That's not bad, especially considering there's a bunch that I didn't have in the end results. So I'm happy with where I landed because, again, I wasn't expecting the turnout for the event as it happened, but a lot of fun, interesting things to happen. So I think I'm going to do another video on wild prediction for the future event with Sakura Genesis on April 6th, my birthday. Check it out in a minute.
There you go. Well, huge thank you to the CDC83. And if you're not following him on TikTok and all social medias, need to give that man a follow. Well, got some more bad news in the world of wrestling, it looks like this week, as Raquel Rodriguez was pulled from the active roster. I know she's really been having some, she has this really rare kind of or maybe not rare, but a unique skin condition that just started happening to her recently. And I'm wondering if that's what's happened here again. Whatever it is, I hope she's okay, and I hope we get to see her again real soon because I love me some Raquel Rodriguez, man. She is an amazing, amazing performer. So, but man, once again, you hate to see this, but we hope that all is well with her, and we get to see, and she stays healthy and happy, and we get to see her real soon again in the world of professional wrestling. This was interesting. This come out this weekend. Ronda Rousey did not pull any punches. No pun intended. Against one Vincent Kennedy McMahon in her new autobiography. She pretty much ripped him to pieces, and rightfully so. I've never really been a huge Ronda fan, but I don't know. After this, I'm kind of like, I may like Ronda Rousey. Who knows? But not really shocked with the comments she made, are you, Mr. B. Roll?
No, not really in the least bit at all. And
yeah.
I mean, is everybody coming out with an autobiography nowadays?
I have one coming out here in the next 6 months, actually.
Knew it.
Yeah, so it's coming really soon. So stay tuned for that. Just saying. But yeah, like I say, no big shocker here. It's just I don't know, just the way the whole story and stuff. We've covered it enough here on PW60. But yeah, it's nice to see other people kind of throw their 2 cents in, I guess, if you will. So, well, Mr. B-Roll, it's that time of the show. Let's go to our good friend, Sienna Chanel, as she's got some more advice, some stuff you can say if you're a pro wrestling fan.
Pro wrestling quotes you can use on everyday life situation, part 4. Don't forget to like this video and follow for more wrestling content. I know you're a true fan of wrestling. If someone is trying to treat you or others very poorly by being a POS of a person, trying to be all egotistical, ugly, and trying to downplay y'all by saying, oh, I'm just a villain. Well, to quote the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, I don't think you're a heel. I think you are an hole. And on the side note, that promo Cody cut from last night's Monday Night Raw, oh my God. We haven't seen him in a while with that promo from the other promotion, but I have a feeling he's going to get cooked by The Rock on his social media promo. Just saying. Pro wrestling quotes you can use on everyday life situation, part 5. Don't forget to like this video and follow for more wrestling content. I know you're a true fan of wrestling. If you encounter with someone who has a horrible track record of not being transparent, always trying to project themselves, or easily being let's just say, a not so great person ever. Well, just remember this quote, because that way you can definitely ask the question and they can definitely like say it in a truthful way despite trying to hide it. Remember this quote from the late Roddy Piper? Just when they think they got the answers, I change the question.
There you go. Huge thank you to Sienna. She makes some valid points. I like that too. Taking quotes from wrestlers and kind of turn them around in life. I think we need some more of that in our life, of everyday life. What do you think, B-Roll?
I agree. Be careful which quotes you choose, though.
You're not wrong there, my friend.
As we shout out to you, good sir, as we've seen from your collaborating movies with wrestling and
Yeah.
if you use some of those quotes,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I feel like I talked this into existence, and I'm proud of myself.
Yeah.
As it was announced that Shayna Baszler's opponent at Bloodsport is going to be none other than Masha Slamovich. Holy fuck! This is happening. This is happening. B-roll.
Get your popcorn ready. That's all I gotta say.
I'm almost going to be speechless. I wish I was there, man. I wish. Unfortunately, like I just time constraints. That's the bad thing about WrestleMania week, man. Just there's so many shows going on at the same time. I'll be at the Stardom show while this show's going on, but I'm super excited to be at that show. But man, this once in a lifetime matchup, this is going to be sick, dude.
Get your popcorn.
Like you say, get your popcorn ready. I cannot wait for Bloodsport, which you can catch that as part of the GCW Collective. And if you're not going to be there and don't have the tickets because it is sold out, you can catch it over on Triller TV, even though they don't pay us, but they should.
I mean, I would say if there was a time to get the like the whatever they call it now, the Fight Plus or the Triller Plus, now's the time, folks.
Oh hell yeah! Oh hell yeah! You want it. I remember when that didn't exist a couple years ago, and I bought like the collective package. I think it's when they were in Texas, and I spent like $100 or something. It was like the best $100 I ever spent. But anyways, speaking of GCW, had a series of shows this past week as GCW Role Model took place from Harpo's in Detroit, Michigan. A huge shout out to our good friend, the Tribal Queen, Bree, was there for that show and said it was pretty amazing and incredible. It was a pretty solid show too. Everything from like your main event of Danhausen going up against Matt Cardona, to that brutal tag team matchup with Violence is Forever going up against John Wayne Murdoch and oh my god, did you see that? Have you seen any of that yet? Holy shit.
I have not seen any of it yet, but like I said, Fight Plus, Triller Plus, or whatever they call it.
You can always catch the replay. So.
Yes.
And The Block is Hot took place in Rochester, New York. Joey Janela and Sawyer Wreck did defeat our cousin Blake Christian and the Iron Demon, Shea Mercer. Man, there's a lot of momentum for Joey going into spring break. Do you think he could possibly be the one to dethrone Blake Christian for the GCW title?
Who knows? I have a feeling old Manser's going to have something to say about that, maybe.
Oh, yeah, could be. And speaking of Manser was in action against Micro Man, which that was, Manser. Oh, Manser. And then this I find fascinating because we got Danhausen teaming up with Nick Gage to go up against Violence is Forever for the tag titles. They did lose that matchup. But coming out of that, it looks like we're going to get a tag match at Joey Janela's Spring Break with Maki Death Kill going up against Danhausen and a mystery partner? I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens at GCW's collective shows this upcoming here WrestleMania week. So pretty exciting to see what happens, my friend. I cannot wait. My nipples are hard just thinking about it. Oh, did I say that out loud? Yes, I did.
Yes, you did.
You're damn right I did. Speaking of WrestleMania weekend, this is pretty cool too. It was announced this week that Willow Nightingale and Mariah May will be working the Stardom show, which I mentioned I will be at in the ECW Arena. Cannot wait for that. And you can catch a vlog on that here in a couple weeks on Cole TV. But that is going to be awesome to see, especially for Mariah May to return back home to like Stardom and stuff. That's I'm excited about that. So I think that's going to be cool. But big news coming out of Stardom this week is looks like they've lost some more members from the roster. That being said, let's go to our expert, the light skinned Gaijin, so he can tell us all about what's going on in the world of Stardom right now.
So, the rumors are true. As it turns out, Utami Hayashishita, along with Mirai and 3 other players, will be leaving the Stardom promotion to join Rossy Ogawa's new promotion. Hey look, am I upset? Yes. But I don't just support the promotion. I support the wrestlers. And Utami has definitely been one of my favorites since I first discovered her back in 2019. So the only thing I have to say is Utami-san, gambatte. I am certainly going to miss seeing the Red Queen rule over the Stardom world, but I am anxious to see which queendom she will try to rule next. So let's talk more about it. Here are the confirmed 5 that will be leaving Stardom at the end of the month. Julia, Utami Hayashishita, Mirai, Mai Sakurai, and Yuzuki. When their contracts are up at the end of the month, they will be joining Rossy Ogawa's new promotion. But if I could for one moment, let's talk about this young lady, the high-speed bomb girl, Azumi. Because when Utami leaves, Queen's Quest will not have any leadership. And I guess I'm just throwing the name of Azumi out there because, well, she's been in the group the longest. 3 months since its creation, to be exact. Look, all I'm saying is that maybe it's time that we finally give the reins of Queen's Quest to the high-speed bomb girl and the hidden gem of Queen's Quest.
I can dig it, man. Huge shout out to our boy Light Skin Gaijin, man. He is so knowledgeable. Thank God for him, because I swear I know I would forget a lot of the names and the stories. He does such a good job of explaining things. Huge shout out to him. Because there's so much wrestling going on right now, and it's hard to keep track of everything.
Yes, it is indeed. Speaking of a lot of wrestling.
Let's go to Mexico now. Let's talk about AAA announced its first card for Triple Mania in Monterrey, and we do know the main event is going to be really.
You like half the picture, right? Like, I mean,
I like Nick Nemeth is cool, but I need a moment.
Yeah, so it was announced this week that Nick Nemeth will be in the main event, going up against none other than Alberto Del Rio, or El Patron,
Alberto asshole. Yeah.
Whatever he's calling himself.
Why the hell anybody wants to book this piece of shit? I don't know. I said what I said. I'm just full of all sorts of, like, I don't know, man. You just get me going, and I'm just, I'm still just jealous because of the whole mommy thing. I think that's what it is. But nonetheless, this is going to be the main event of this show, and it is going to be for the Fankit AAA Mega Championship, because this is so sad. El Flaquino, look how he looks so sad here.
Just want to give him like a little hug. Like,
I know. I just want to give him a big old hug. I
That's
love you, Flaquino. He is going to be out for an extended period of time. Still recovering. Oh, that poor knee of yours. God, he does so much, man. I really hope that he gets well. Just take the time to heal, man. Your style is just so insane, like with the hybrid of just everything you do, you know. So I just hope he heals up and we get to see him again here in the near future. But had to relinquish the title, and it's understandable. It is what it is. So we got a lot of injuries to report about here too. Yeah. Also, it looks like Asuka may be injured. We don't know exactly what, but hence why we haven't really seen so much of the Kabuki Warriors in action in the past couple weeks or so. So hopefully Asuka is going to be healed up and ready for WrestleMania, because there's a big rumor going around this week that we could be possibly seeing the rest of Damage Control in a 6-woman tag match at WrestleMania. We'll just have to wait and see if that does happen. Also, Nikita Lyons, who it seems like it's been forever since we've seen her. Well, she just came back and unfortunately re-injured herself as well with another leg injury. So it looks like she's going to be out for an undisclosed period of time. You hate to see that. A lot of people out there, big fans of Nikita Lyons. So hopefully she gets recovered and back in an NXT ring. And also, too, Psychosis, the great Psychosis, is recovering from surgery he had done recently. And there is a GoFundMe out there, by the way, too, to help Psychosis with his medical bills. We here at PW60 want to wish all these competitors the best and hope they get to recover and get their lives back on track, man. There's too many injuries going on right now, B-Roll. I'm not feeling it. You know what I am feeling? Feeling a little spicy. Let's go to Spicy Guac with a spicy take.
Spicy Guac reminding everybody that although social media presence is important and the voices of the WWE universe are mostly heard, we still never got the Nation of Domination reboot that we deserved. I'm just saying.
Preach, brother. Preach. That needed to happen. Well, how about this? Nick Nemeth, man, he has been a pretty busy guy outside of the WWE here after his run there because he's all over the place. He's in TNA. He's going to be on Josh Barnett's Bloodsport.
He's in New Japan.
He's in New Japan. And now he is one of the hosts on Busted Open Radio. So congratulations to Nick Nemeth. That is going to be exciting to see him on Busted Open. A wealth of knowledge. I can't wait to kind of pick his brain and hear what he has to say about the current state of affairs of professional wrestling. So I think that's a huge get for Busted Open Radio. And they have so many great wrestlers on there too as well. So awesome news. Speaking of awesome news, this is awesome. Congratulations go out to Maryse as she announced she is now cancer-free. Which that is great to hear, man. Cancer is a bitch. We it's all affected us in some capacity or another, whether it's a family member or friend or something, and it's just a brutal disease. So that's great to hear that Maryse is on the mend and going to be happy and healthy once again. So we are PW60 are ecstatic to hear that news.
Yep, we gotta celebrate the good news because
we gotta talk about this. Oh, if I wasn't pissed off before, B-roll, you know my thoughts on Goldberg. But yes, this fossil, this fucking dinosaur, come out with just the most idiotic, in an interview this week, just pretty much, just acting plain dumb to not knowing who Asuka was. Really. Some Japanese girl, Asuka, defeated my record, and everybody does the spear now, and blah blah blah. You know what? Fuck you, Goldberg. I said what I said. Just fucking go off and fucking go I don't know, go to a fucking Ace Hardware and fucking just buy a bunch of power tools or something and go work in your garage on your 15 cars you have or whatever, and go watch your kid grow up and play football and stuff. But seriously, just I don't want to fucking talk about this old fuck. Fuck you, Bill Goldberg, you fucking asshole. Fuck. And I'm on one tonight, B-roll. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. You
know what it is? I'm off tonight because of my allergies, man. My allergies are acting up, and when you're almost 40, man, it just really affects
you. You advised me early on in the week that, hey, I may go on a little bit of a rant here, and that is okay because it is deservingly so.
Am I seeing things? Is that Becky Lynch with President Joe Biden?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
I think it is. Yes. St. Patty's Day it was indeed.
Mm-hmm. As Becky Lynch was at the White House with the president. Because reasons, that's our good friend, the CDC.
And she's Irish.
I wasn't going to say it, but yes. So, plain to say, but it's cool. Somebody from the WWE was in the White House. So,
Yeah, it is cool. It is cool.
Yeah. Well, talk about random. Where I'm going with this. Let's go to our good friend Brian with Brian's random moment of the week.
Hi, I'm Brian. You read the hat, you ought to know. And if you've seen all these segments here on P-Dubs 60, it's actually PW60. I'm trying to say it like cool kids do or something. So yeah, you're here for Brian's random moment of the week. You've had all the great content creators, and now you got me. So here we go. I do that quite a bit. So if I don't crack nobody else up, I crack myself up. Sometimes you just gotta laugh. So here we go. WrestleMania, of course, coming up here in just a couple of weeks. WrestleMania 40. And random thought of the week, kind of like my random WCW thought last week. I've got another one I may do next week or sometime soon. But with WrestleMania coming up, let's rewind the clock back 20 years. And I remember watching some clips of a particular match and the crowd reception of it because of the news that had broke on the two individuals, Brock Lesnar and Bill Goldberg. So this is kind of a random thought / what if question. Comment in the sections below here on PW60. So here's the question. What if the crowd didn't, any fans, no one knew at all, a complete 100% secret until after the fact? What if no one knew Brock Lesnar was leaving for the NFL and Goldberg was finishing up? What if they knew it was just two massive forces going against each other? Would the crowd have received the match better? Do you think they still would have crapped on it just the same? I mean, we know that the big factor of both leaving is why they, did what they did in the, the reception of the match. But I'm just curious, would the match have been better received if nobody except for Goldberg and Lesnar and maybe Vince McMahon, them three only, knew of their impending departures? Been curious about that. So, comment, let me know. Goodbye.
Ooh, I love that question, man, because I gotta say my personal opinion, I think it would have been better because I remember the hype going into that WrestleMania, man. Everybody was looking forward to the Lesnar Goldberg showdown, even though Goldberg's a piece of shit. But no, wait a minute, I'm sorry. I thought we're done talking about Billy Goldberg, you fucker. But you know who we do love here on PW60? We love our wrestling content creators. And this week, the Ruby Ringside Wrestling Content Creator of the Week is none other than an up-and-comer here on TikTok. We got Retro Wrestling Nerd, which I gotta say, man, like he's popped up in my feed, and I feel so much better for it because he has got some cool stuff, even stuff I forgot about or stuff I didn't even know exists. Like, I did not know there was a commercial for WCW trading cards from like the early 90s. I knew of the cards because I had the whole set. I had no idea there was a commercial for it. It's on his page, along with so much other great stuff. I mean, he's even got a commercial about Gordon Soley's like trivia game, wrestling board game. It's good stuff. So, especially if you're into retro wrestling, you definitely want to give him a follow. Well worth it. And he's this week's Ruby Ringside Wrestling Content Creator of the Week is Retro Wrestling Nerd. And also, guess who's making a comeback, baby? It was announced this week that the Slammies will be returning to the WWE, and they're going to be held on WrestleMania Sunday live from the World. And you know what? Just so happens to be that's the day I'm going to be at the World, so I may have to go check out the Slammies, man. I already know. Chelsea
may be nominated Green, for something.
I could be. I know Chelsea Green is petitioning hard for the social media award or whatever the hell it is. So, but it's cool to see the Slammies back. I love the Slammies, man, and I hope I felt like when they brought it back there in the 2000s, there it wasn't quite as fun as it was in the 90s. So
you can go vote now at
yes.
WWE.com/Slammies.
Go and do it now. Also, this week it was rumors have come out that all three of these amazing Hall of Famers and future Hall of Famers, such as Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, and John Cena, are rumored to be involved in WrestleMania. Not so much in a match or anything like that, but they will be there in some capacity. I'll tell you what I would love to see. I would love to see Austin Cena involved in that like tag match or the match like at the end of night 2 or something, because then you can tie in the whole Austin's rivalry with The Rock, You could tie in Cena, kind of his last match against Solo, and Solo like destroyed him. You can kind of do something there. I think that would be pretty dope. Undertaker, I'm not sure what they're going to do with the Undertaker, but I'm sure it'll be a pretty cool segment nonetheless. So, but yeah, it looks like we're going to be seeing them on what's being billed as the biggest WrestleMania of all time, my friend. God, how excited are you for WrestleMania, man? We're almost there, damn it. We're almost there. Why can't it be April?
We are so close. We are so
this close. But you know what? Us personally, we got a huge stop before WrestleMania. And this is massive. This is big. It's this upcoming week. We are going to be at the Squared Circle Expo 4 in Indianapolis this upcoming Friday and Saturday. I can't believe it's finally here, B-Roll. Can you? We're just pinching ourselves just ready.
I can't believe it.
It's going to be a loaded lineup. You've got over 75 professional wrestlers that's going to be here and going to be with us at Cole TV at our table along with Ruby Ringside. You can come meet the Ratty Daddy himself, Cole Radrick, Alley Catch, and with us on Saturday is going to be Danny himself, Effie. That's right. You can meet Bussy. We've got a ton planned for Squared Circle Expo. It's going to be an amazing time. And we want to remind you all to tune in this upcoming Saturday for a special live episode of Learning the Ropes coming to you noon Eastern. This is going to be probably the biggest show we've ever done, folks, as we'll be live from the Squared Circle Expo. We will have interviews with Cole Radrick, Alley Catch, and Effie, as well as so many other surprises in store. You're not going to want to miss this episode of Learning the Ropes live from Squared Circle Expo. This is going to be huge, my friend. And it's going to be an amazing weekend, man. And what a way to kick off for WrestleMania week, which is just so crazy for me to think, like, here we are, bro. We are almost there. We are almost at WrestleMania. My friend. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Pro Wrestling 60. I'm XLJ, the OG, joined by my partner in crime, Mr. B-Roll. And once again, don't forget to join us if you're in the Indianapolis area this Friday and Saturday for Squared Circle Expo 4. Be there or be squared. Everybody have an amazing week as we continue on the road to WrestleMania.